is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video we are going into the settings, and yeah, we're gonna do our settings guide in this video. Before we get started, make sure you guys and girls are subscribed to the channel, notification bell so you don't miss a video when we live stream. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this game. Hit the dislike button for whatever reason. All right, so we are going to have our class video probably up Tuesday or Wednesday. I know I had a few people want me to do a class overview video of all the different classes and stuff like that, so that should be up soon within the next couple days. But today's video, we're jumping into the settings. There will be timestamps down below, so if you want to skip to a specific settings area, if that's what you want to look at, you can go ahead and do that. Let's try and make this quick because there's a lot of settings to go through. Combat, configure, display. Some of them I will spend a little bit slightly more time on than others. So first up, we're going to go into our combat and targeting. So we have this thing called manner mode. Now some of these do have like a little eye next to them. You can click these and it'll give you a better understanding of what exactly it does. So for manner mode, it says when activated, monsters in battle with other players will not be attacked while auto hunting. So basically what this means is if somebody else, some random person is attacking a monster, if you have this turned on, it basically means that when you are auto hunting, auto grinding, your character will not attack a monster that's already being attacked by somebody else. You can turn this on or off, and you can also have it exclude your party or clan. I personally have this set to off. I don't know exactly why you would honestly want to turn it on for. The only thing that I think this affects honestly is drops. If you do happen to get a drop, I know trying to get a drop in this game is ridiculously hard. It feels damn near impossible. I think that's because of the game's just brand new, and I think they have everything at really ridiculous low drop rates. Maybe in a month or two you might see drop rates increase, but if you're like attacking, if you're doing like a mission where you have to kill like a certain amount of enemies, like right now I have to kill 90, honestly, if you and another random person are attacking the same objective monster, it honestly doesn't seem to matter who gets the kill or who attacks it more, because no matter what, you always get the credit. So for that reason, in the settings for manner mode, I would just leave it off. Honestly, I don't see why I would want to even have it on. Auto search target on basic attack, I leave this on because again, if you turn this off, it's not going to auto search a target when you're doing a basic attack. So you just want to leave that on. Auto share party leaders target. This is something that also you would want to leave on if you are on a party. That way it's just easier and everyone can attack the same target. Or you could turn this off if you want to have everyone farming their own monsters. So that's one thing to keep in mind. On if you want everyone to kind of attack the same target, and then you would turn this off if you want everyone kind of spread out and one person attacks one monster and one person attacks a different monster. Targeting range, again, this is pretty self-explanatory. This just sets the maximum search range for your hunting. You can have it at 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, no limit. I currently have mine set to no limit. There are reasons though why you would want to specify this to like 20 or 30 meters. If you are grinding, let's say, oh my god, I am about to die. Let's say you're in a specific dungeon and you want to grind out a certain monster. Then you would want to set your range to lower. If you have it on no limit, your character can literally just kind of go around the entire map and just farm like crazy. So that's one thing that you just have to keep in mind. Maintain targeting while tapping to move. This just means that if you tap to move, if you have this set to off, then you will not have the same target. For whatever reason, you want to move your character to the left or right or get some distance, but you don't want to lose your target, you keep that on. This is all kind of the same thing. Maintain auto hunt while moving. You can have this on or off. It just means that, again, when you're moving your character like this, auto hunt will stay on, or you can have it so that as soon as you start to manually move your character, the auto hunt will go off. We have auto hunt target priority. This is just pretty simple. You have priority 1, which would be your scan number. You can turn this on or off. Let me actually go into an area real quick just so I can show you like the scanning real quick, and it'll just go based on the number. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you have that setting turned on, it's just going to prioritize number 1, number 2, number 3, and then if they do get destroyed by other players, then it'll just go to the next number. And then you have other things like monsters attacking me. Obviously, you're gonna want to have this on because if you're getting attacked by a monster, you want to attack them back. You also have priority 3, which is quest target. This means that if you have to attack a certain enemy, that you want to have this on. If you have this off, then it's not going to attack whatever your quest target is. Then you also have your aggro monsters as well. Gear while hunting, honestly, you're going to want to have this on. Any drop is good in this game. Even if you can just get a common, you can use it for your codex, right? You can use weapons and stuff, gear. You can dump it in the codex if it is junky and you don't want to use it. So honestly, there's always a use for drops, whether it's consumables, scrolls, materials, everything. I want everything on. I want to be able to loot everything. Loot while hunting, again, you're gonna have that on. Max weight limit for loot while hunting. So this one is very important because I'm not sure if they changed it, but the way it worked in the beta was once you reached max weight limit, your character just stopped attacking and you couldn't attack at all. So basically, if you go to sleep and you leave your game on all night grinding, if you reach the max weight limit while you're asleep, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, your character will just stop attacking and he will just sit there and just get killed pretty much. He's just gonna just sit there and let people keep hitting him and he's not gonna do anything. So that's one thing that you got to keep in mind for your weight limit. But again, that's only if you're having a lot, if you're getting a lot of drops, which honestly, right now, no one's really getting any drops. But you can change this to like max 50% or max 80%. So basically what it means is once you reach like 80% of your weight limit, your character will stop looting. That way you won't ever reach that ability or that problem where your weight will be full and your character will stop attacking. So just keep that in mind. That's probably going to be worth more later in the game when you get to like level 60, 50, you know, that's like 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now. Loot items dropped by other players while hunting on. Obviously, you want to get any kind of loot you can get. Items to loot upon tapping the loot button. We have this set to all again because rare or higher, unique or higher, you want everything. Automatically salvage gear. So here's a very important one that I want to talk about. The only way that you can really salvage gear is you're going to need an actual item in order to salvage the gear. Right here, salvage solvent. So you'll see required for gear salvage. This is one thing that you're going to need in order to salvage gear. Right now I don't have any that I can really salvage, but that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. That is the way that you salvage gear. You're going to need that little thing. Now what this setting does is you can have this set so that it automatically will do it. This is good for when you start to get a lot of drops, a lot of like common grade items that you don't want. And this is when you would want to turn it on so that way you don't get encumbered when you're AFK grinding and then, you know, your weight limit reaches its max. So this is one thing that you can do. You can turn this on. You can have it set to common, rare, or unique. Honestly, I would just leave this off again early game because you want all the loot you can get. Another thing that you can also do is you can leave this on, and then if you don't have any tools and you just honestly just don't want the junk gear at all, you have this feature called auto delete if there is no salvage tool. So if you don't have a salvage tool, then you can set this on and it'll literally just delete it. The only problem is if you just delete an item, that's it, you don't get anything. At that point, you might as well just keep it and go sell it and get a little bit of the gold coins, which is called add-in, whatever it's called. The gold coins, the currency up here, that's probably better than to just delete it for no reason. Then you have scanning, auto scan. You can turn this on or off. I usually leave it off and I'll do it manually. Auto scan, if you leave this on and then you can set it to a certain amount of intervals, it's basically just going to keep auto scanning over and over and over again. It's just going to keep popping up and refreshing. So, you know, that's one thing that you can turn on or off depending on your play style. Scan targeting, you can do this by range or by priority. I always set this to priority. Grayscale, screen for scan, I just leave all of this off. This is just, you know, just different colors and small features that personal preference, honestly. And then you have other things like save target, party members. Again, you can just have this checked on or off. Again, nothing really crazy, doesn't really matter, personal preference. Scan target filter, special monsters, I have this obviously on because your boss monsters are very important. You want to see a boss monster if it pops up and attack them. You can also have this set to elite. I actually have this set to elite monsters on my tablet, so I have to do that on the computer. But anytime you see a boss monster, an elite monster, definitely a high priority target that you want to attack. You also have players. When you're scanning players, you can have this on or off. Terrorizers, or people are just going around absolutely destroying everyone and PKing everyone to death. You want to be very, very cautious of those type of players. You have combat target, hostile clans, if your clan has an enemy clan that you're going up against. Then you have monsters, the third priority scan target, from left to right. You usually have this on. Combat target, quest monsters, aggro monsters, so on and so forth. And then you have your scan sharing. Then let's take a look at configuration. All right, I'm gonna go a lot faster through the rest of this. The combat one is probably the most important, and that's why I had to just go a little bit in depth. A lot of these other ones we're just gonna blow through them real quick. Configuration: quick slot, buff, auto use, attack and move, or always. I have this set to attack and move. If you have this on always, it's always going to use your quick slot buff, and that's one thing that you just don't want to burn through if you're not actually playing the game for whatever reason. If you're AFK and your character's just sitting there, you only want to have it when they're attacking and moving. Register consumable items to quick slot by priority. I have that set to off. Expand quick slot bars, on or off. Now what this does is, if you look at your bottom abilities, you have your abilities right here, and then you have your potions, your items and stuff down here at the bottom. If you look at the little dots, there's multiple rows. So right now I have the first row and I have the first row going on. If you turn this off, what it'll do it will remove all these additional slots that you have. You can actually scroll these by and go and have additional items in here. So if you have different layouts, or, you know, PvP layout, PvE layout, different abilities set up, whatever you want to do, you can go through and you can have this turned on or off. I like to just have it on, just so that I have these extra features if I want to scroll through this. It just makes everything a lot easier. You also have a lock feature right here, because sometimes if you have a sensitive screen or whatever, you may accidentally scroll through it. You don't want to do that. You just hit the lock, and now it makes it so that you cannot scroll back or forth. So that's another cool little feature just to talk about. A lot of this stuff is self-explanatory. Auto chat with NPCs, you can just leave this on or off. Again, a lot of this stuff is personal preference. Use cancel attack, I have this off. You can turn this on if you want. It just means that you'll be able to cancel your auto attack. During PvP, auto use soul shots, I have this on. Of course, if you're PvPing, you want to have your soul shots on. Auto use blessed feathers after free recovery on. Boss spawn notification, you can turn this on or off. I always like to have this on, because if a boss spawns, I want to know, because I want to go attack the boss. Potion auto use settings, you can turn this on or off. You're going to have to adjust this depending on your character, how much HP they have, and the type of potions that you are using. So basically the game starts you off at 80%. You can lower this and adjust this to about 70%. Depending on your health bar. It's honestly, like I said, it's going to depend on the potions you're using and how much health you have. If you are a cleric like I am, I usually have these turned off. I just use my heal skill to heal myself up, so that way I don't burn through my potions. I honestly would only use my potions during PvP battles when I really need that quick boost of health. And then you have limited auto skill MP use. You could turn this on or off if you want to limit the amount of MP you use. I know a lot of people have problems with MP. You could turn this on and set this so that it basically means when you reach a certain threshold, your character will not use the MP anymore. So you can turn this on or off. I honestly turn it off. I'm going to go into more in depth about how to boost your MP recovery and your HP recovery. Things that you can do to, combat that problem with MP or HP that you may be having. Display again is very personal, self-explanatory. If you're English or whatever you want, I would definitely turn this on, because there are a lot of people who play this game from other countries and in different languages. So having this on is a great feature. And you have your notifications. You can turn all these on or off. Again, I'm not going to go over a lot of these. The main ones were like combat and configuration. I haven't seen any coupon codes. As soon as I do find some, I definitely will let you guys and girls know. But that is it for today, folks. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see y'all in the next video. Say peace.